Let's talk about something very interesting that appears in life in different ages. Two examples from my sessions. One from a young girl uh, in her 20th, very ambitious. She got to a position she wanted to get to in a tech, health tech company startup, a good position. She wanted to be there, check mark, she's there, but she doesn't like it there. It doesn't feel like she imagined it to be. So she came to coaching work to understand what she wants. And when I asked her what's missing in this job, what you don't like, and she's like, what missing? It's a tough question. And like she was staring at me in my to my eyes, looking at my eyes. It felt like she was looking for an answer in my eyes, like not looking at me but through me somewhere, like looking for the answer in the universe. And she said, the thing is, I don't know what I want. All right, she's in her 20th, right? Way to go to find out what she wants. But some time of her life already spent, and that time could be spent for exploring herself. But that time was spent for meeting expectations of others, for meeting expectations of her parents who taught her or imposed their vision of who she's supposed to be happy, to be successful in this life. And she checked mark those things, and she's not happy. She's not successful in her definition of this word. So why we spend that so much time, 20 years, on the kind of old pattern of doing things, and just to get to know that it's not what I wanted. Another example, a heavier one, a guy 55 years old looking for long-time relationships, cannot find long-term relationships, and blames himself for doing something wrong. And he believes that there is something wrong with him deep inside. Of course, it might be because of his childhood abuse history, and there is a purpose in this, in blaming ourselves when there is a situation and child cannot escape the situation. Rather than putting the responsibility on a caregiver or somebody, we are putting responsibility on ourselves. It gives us agency. It gives us guilt, but it gives us agency that I can do something, even though right now I cannot do anything in this situation of abuse. But nature gave us this mechanism in psychology of us, that something happens, we take responsibility to ourselves, so for the future we can do something. So I just understood it recently, and it's so powerful. So we can work later in life with this, right? So it might be blaming ourselves for something that it's not our responsibility, and this man is blaming himself for responsibility of other people's, like they behave not as adults towards himself, towards him. And he keeps blaming himself for their behavior in adulthood. So this is kind of repeating pattern from his childhood, taking responsibility for others' behavior. So he has agency in the situation, but it's too much, like it's overcompensation, because he doesn't have control over this situation anymore. But here again, he like in the first example, a person tried to meet expectations of other people to be successful or to be happy. In this example, he tries to understand what's wrong with him, and he asks other people what I'm doing not the right way, what's wrong with me. And he tries to understand through asking other people, through getting a feedback. And feedback is not clear, not satisfactory, because it's very emotional. People are hurt maybe sometimes by his direct communication, his not maybe not traditional communication. He is very precise and direct, very nice guy, but not conventional, so to speak. But both these people are trying to find the answer outside, but in other people. And my point I want to share is depends how you see the relationship in the world. Who are you and who are those other people? Why we are looking for answers in other people? In my picture of the world, we are reflections of each other. I see all people as manifestations of the whole. So you can call it different names: God, universe, conscious quantum field, the whole, something bigger than us. And we are not just a sum of parts, but we are a more complex relation or expression of this whole. I like to say that each human being is a state or process of this whole. The whole experience itself through each human being. How else? Because this consciousness, this conscious quantum field cannot experience itself otherwise but through the body embodiment, embodied experience of human beings. So this all human energy phenomenon is very unique for each of us, and unique experience of each human being is so important. And the uniqueness is more important than, I don't know, fame or being seen or being known, or being perfect. Like people try to be perfect as somebody. No, you're already perfect as a unique human being. That's the point, that you are unique. Because for the consciousness, for the whole, the perfection is uniqueness. Because if you act or look or express yourself as somebody else, you neglect or you stop to benefit the whole with your uniqueness. You like, I don't care what you want, the whole. I want to be like him or like her. I don't care about my purpose in life in the bigger terms. I don't care about my uniqueness. I don't care about exploration of my path. I just want to be like him because it's easier. I already see him. I like him. I want to be like him. But you will never be like him. You will be a simulation or a replica or a copy. Never be like him, because you will never know the whole picture, what happens inside of this person, what happens. Like, it's very complex, right? Each person is very complex phenomenon. So the point is, rather than looking for the answer in another human being or outside, go inside. Stay with yourself. Sometimes it's staying with discomfort of not knowing, with discomfort of uncertainty, which, by the way, is great illusion of certainty. Right now, I'm studying, I'm researching quantum mechanics and how it can be applied to psychology and the consciousness and how the world operates. And it's fascinating why we are expecting certainty at all. Why we expect facts. Why we think that that's how world operates. No, it operates on probabilities. It's very dynamic. It's very chaotic. It's very depending on like how it initiated, and we will never know how it will develop in its all the possibilities, and like it's very complex, and it's not up to our mind, human mind, this finite manifestation of a very short period of time experience, embodiment of experience, to understand it, like why you're trying. And there is a purpose for us to forget with our previous manifestations, to forget our previous experiences. There is a purpose. I don't know what the purpose is. Like, there is no overlap. There is the purity of new experience, the purity of re-experience on a just different level or different level of spiral. Something we remember, but we experience consciously on different level, but unconsciously we have this knowledge already, and we will not go at certain directions just unconsciously, but on conscious level we will experience similar situations more fully if we don't remember our fears or biases or whatever. I don't know. We can talk about this in different times, but there is a purpose for everything that happens in our life, and there is a purpose for uniqueness of each of us. And it's so underestimated how we are different, how unique each of us. And I love my job. I love to meet new people because I appreciate touching new lives, new stories, new manifestations of myself, because I am manifestation of the whole. And sometimes when in the beginning of this video, I said that this young woman was looking at me, but through me, I felt like she was looking for answer in the universe, and I felt myself as this universe, but as human being in this kind of manifestation. I couldn't give her the answer, and I didn't have a right to give her the answer, because only her could find the answer, even looking in my eyes, as maybe only her could find this reflection of something in my eyes. I couldn't give her any answer. Like, that's the beauty of relations between humans, between any other beings, because you can find answers while looking in the river. You can find your answer by touching the tree. The reality is very relational on the physical level. Like when you read something about quantum physics, keeping consciousness and psychology and relations between people in mind, it's really like when you're reading physics on this metaphorical level, keeping in mind what you want to know about human relations, it's like you're reading it in differently. You're reading between the lines, you're reading pure magic, like mystical text. Try. I mean, this video is totally messy about different topics, but I wanted to share that when we are looking for the answers in other people, maybe there is a point, because other people are reflections of us in a bigger picture, because each of us is a state or manifestation as a whole, and maybe it's intuitively we want to find the answer in others because we know that we will find answer in ourselves, and intuitively we feel that others are same parts of the whole as we are, and others are also universes as we are. I am the universe. The universe is living itself through me, and the universe is living or experiencing itself through you. So that's how we relate. And if people who disagree would remember that, can you imagine what kind of disagreement would be? What kind of conflicts it could be? Like, it would be very entertaining conflicts based on curiosity. What are we trying to find out here together to enrich the whole? What are we trying to find out together? Not to compete about, but find out for the whole, but from different perspectives, since we are unique human beings with unique experiences, what we can bring onto the to the table from our unique experiences to find out for the whole. That's the conflict I want to be part of, not the conflict that somebody wants to win over another one who is as part of universe as he is. What's the point? What's the point of this conflict, people? Yeah.